welcome our guest. We have some amazing speakers lined up. So thank you all for joining us. So excited for this last part of our extravaganza. So just wanted to start by welcoming our first speaker. This is Cesario Some, and we're so grateful to have you. Seriously, such an honor to have you. I'm just going to give a quick backstory about him. So he is an Ivorian entrepreneur and banker excelling in Togo. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and International Business from Park University, Kansas City, Missouri. He currently holds a position of Institutional Client Manager at Orobank Togo, as well as being the co-organizer of TEDx Tocoin, the first TEDx conference in Togo. In 2017, he co-founded GME, an event agency specialized in corporate and sports events. So we are just so grateful to have you today. Thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to
thank you.
Your story. So welcome.
Thank you very much. So today I'll be talking about the world of young entrepreneurs versus financial institutions. I'll also be sharing about my experience as an entrepreneur and my experience working in the finance world. And I'll be also giving 5 advices to young African entrepreneurs. According to a report by the World Education Services, in 2012, there were 350,000 African international students enrolled in the US. On August 11, 2012, I left Togo to become one of them. I was convinced that I was going to live the American dream. After 3 years spent in the US, I realized that that dream wasn't what I was expecting. Things were tough, a lot of ups and downs, but I was still able to achieve and get my bachelor's degree as well as working in the marketing field. During those years, I started to develop a passion for the development of my continent. I knew I was going to go back to Africa, but I just didn't know when. In 2015, I left the US for Canada. There as well, I was on an adventure. Things didn't go as planned. And straight away, I decided, you know what, it's better just come back to Africa. I believe that my American diploma would have helped me find a job by the click of the finger, but it wasn't the case. My diploma was very competitive, but I was still faced with the realities of unemployment in Africa. Entrepreneurship came to me by surprise. It was after me and a group of friends decided to organize an event. From there, we opened our own event agency. Mm-hmm. The event agency was a lifeguard for me because it helped me go through the times of depression. I wasn't able to find a job, and now I had this opportunity that I could use to strive and be a better person, the person I wanted to be. At first, my family were against the fact that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. They wanted me to keep on looking for a job and finding a suitable job and hopefully in a bank. But for me, I had a strong desire to strive as an entrepreneur. I received certain job offers that I turned down, and I didn't tell my family because it would have killed me, believe me. And slowly, as my savings started to dry up, and I realized that the entrepreneurship wasn't working, it was very tough. With the event agency, we started by approaching financial institution, banks, for loans in order to support our activities, but we always got no's. Due to our age, a lot of people and companies didn't try and were skeptic to hire us for the organization of their events. But we kept on pushing. At the same time, I was also working on a personal project. I wanted to open a delivery company. I approached banks, nothing worked. I approached government agencies that promoted entrepreneurship. They made me go around in a circle for 2 years with no concrete answer. And at the end, I gave up and decided to focus on the event agency. So with the event agency, we started small, organizing one event after the other. And after organizing big events, which enabled us to create a strong brand awareness and also a good reputation. From there, I was able to use this potential, this opportunity, and the results of our event agency to create a platform around myself from which I started to get to receive interesting job offers. First, I was working for then I transitioned, as well as being an entrepreneur, I was working full time. Working full time, I kept on like all my different projects, organizing the TEDx and so forth. So first, I was working at the ECOWAS Bank of Development and Investment, and today I work as an institutional client manager for Aura Bank Togo. Thanks to my experience in the banking sector, I was I was now able to see things from a financier's perspective. My department at Aura Bank Togo work closely with the local governments when it comes to financing entrepreneurs and the agricultural sector. So I receive a lot of loan requests that I have to analyze and determine if these projects are strong and healthy. Looking at the files of loan requests and projects of young African entrepreneurs, I realized that it is common that these files request lack competencies. They lack clear provisions, missing financial analysis, lack of material to support their credibility, and lack of solid guarantees. African banks and banks in general have the desire to finance entrepreneurs, but we're already facing challenges when it comes to loan recovery. Here in most African countries, we have a no credit score system like they do in America, that enables young entrepreneurs to develop a record and make them financially healthy, and also enable them to have access to the loans they desire. And as I said, loan recovery is also a major challenge. So we're already facing major issues even when it comes to the big companies. So taking the risk to invest in young entrepreneurship programs, it's major for us and can be a big cost sometimes. We need laws to have, here in Africa, I believe we need laws to enforce the reimbursements of loans for banks to be in better conditions, and also will give them the opportunity to also take risks sometimes investing in young entrepreneurs. Better loan recovery will enable banks to have more financial assets to give away. Here in Togo, for example, we have experienced the closure of certain banks due to the fact that they were not able to recover the loans and they were bankrupt. Banks have to support young entrepreneurs. Working with government agencies as guarantees, they have to work hand in hand to support entrepreneurship. But it is also important for the entrepreneurs to make sure that they are fit and they fit the right criteria to receive those finances. So my advice to the young African entrepreneurs is, when it comes to opening your company or having a startup, sometimes you will not be able to achieve your dreams or your goals by yourself. Partnering with people that have the same vision as you is very important. And that's what we did with GME, our event agency. We're a group of friends. We grew up together. We had the same vision, and we were ambitious to achieve those goals. We actually also partnered with a local communication agency that were in charge of all our communication. It was also another communication agency made of young African entrepreneurs, and they were very supportive. And through these partnerships, we're able to exchange in knowledge and as well as in finances. We sponsored some of their events, and they also sponsored back some of our events. So the next advice would be to start small. In our case, as soon as we started, we decided to right away send our offers to big companies, big banks, international institutions, because we knew that that was where the money was. But we never got any positive feedback. So start small projects. Work with small startups like yourself that also need that desire to strive and also need visibility. And through that teamwork, you will be able to be successful. When approaching banks, you have to have a strong portfolio. You have to show what you're worth of. And this can be achieved through strategic partnerships. For example, in our case with our event agency, we partnered with a local boxing gym that was owned by our Thai boxing coach since we were teenagers. He recently opened his gym and he needed visibility. So we worked together, organized 2 editions of international MMA and Thai boxing tournaments with fighters from West Africa and even from Europe. At first, it was a big vision, but we had that desire to achieve that goal, and we were successful. And that's also the same synergy that we have organizing TEDx Token. TEDx Token is made up of a committee of young entrepreneurs. We're all between the range of 25 and 35. We all have that desire to succeed. TEDx is non-profit. We're not making any money, but we like the cause, and working together as a team made us stronger and made TEDx Token a success. After 3 editions, we kept up improving and improving and improving. And today, I can say that we're part of the most popular events here in Togo. As the poet Gwendolyn Brooks once said, we are each other's harvest, we are each other's business, we are each other's magnitude and bonds. Unity is key in success. Being together makes us stronger. The next advice is you will get a lot of no's, but remember that the more shots you take, the more baskets you make. Don't let the no slow you down. People are always going to be against you or not see the vision that you have, but you have to have confidence in what you want to achieve. And my last advice would be keep on educating yourself. Develop strong business skills. Today, we have with technology, we have a lot of cheap courses online. With less than $40, you can have a certificate in entrepreneurship or business development or so forth. Seize these opportunities to develop your business skills. Know how your financial institutions function. Be aware of their procedures when it comes to loans or any other financial services. Understand them. Understand financial literacy. What to do with the funds you receive, how to manage. According to the UN, 65% of the African population is below the age of 35. There are many young Africans for few job opportunities. It is well known that the African population increases at a rapid rate. In 2050, 25% of the world's working age population will live in Africa, according to the UN. In order to satisfy this demand, we will need to generate 55,000 jobs every day. That's about 20 million jobs every year need to be created in order to satisfy this demand for employment by the African youth. That's huge compared to the 3 million jobs that were created in 2019. Promoting entrepreneurship will be important for the development of the African continent and the African economy in order to create a strong financial market. And this dream has to be be realized by the work of everybody, entrepreneurs and financial institutions. As young entrepreneurs, we will have to create more jobs. We will have to auto-finance our activities, and we will have to be independent. The financial institutions or the governments will not always be able to hand out everything to us. We will have to go and seize those opportunities. So the work is in our hands. Thank you very much.
That was so excellent. Thank you so much. Seriously, such a great story. I really appreciate you sharing. It's such an honor to have you on our
Thank
panel.
you very much.
Seriously, thank you so much. We appreciate you so
Thank
much.
you very much. It's also an honor for me.
Oh, thank you for joining. Seriously, it's such a
You're
blessing.
welcome.
Thank you for the work that you're doing. It's amazing.